Before we begin, viewer discretion is strongly advised. The following is for educational and entertainment purposes only. It started like any other tense day in federal court. Journalists lined the marble steps, murmurs thick in the air, satellite vans parked curbside like vultures. Inside, the courtroom buzzed with quiet speculation. No phones, no cameras, just silence waiting to crack. Everyone assumed they knew the script. Another day of legal wrangling, testimony, denials, but then the doors creaked open. In walked DaBaby. No fanfare, no security detail, just a black tailored suit, a low fade, and a stare that could cut steel. There was no entourage, no chains, just intensity. When the prosecutor asked if he had knowledge of Diddy's actions, he didn't nod. He didn't flinch. He said one word, Beyoncé. The room froze. Pencils stopped mid-sentence. Eyes darted like prey sensing a predator. Even the judge looked up slowly, as if needing to confirm what she had just heard wasn't imagined. A murmur rippled through the gallery. The silence that followed was not quiet. It was a vacuum. Something had just been sucked out of the room. DaBaby didn't come to perform. He came to testify. And it wasn't just a statement, it was an event. The witness stand looked too small for his presence. He leaned forward, shoulders squared. I have footage, and it changes everything in the end. Diddy, who had appeared unfazed all morning's mirroring, tapping notes, suddenly sat still. His jaw twitched. The prosecution exchanged electric glances. The defense attorneys rustled frantically. In seconds, the courtroom transformed. DaBaby described the Bet Hip Hop Awards. A corridor backstage, dimly lit and marked VIP only. A camera meant to be off. And then Beyoncé and Diddy. Just the two of them. Not romantic. Not overtly scandalous. But too close for anyone's comfort. A hand on her lower back. A whisper. A laugh that didn't match her stage smile. Then, as if on cue, they stepped apart. It was choreography without music. The kind of silence that told more than words ever could. DaBaby explained that the footage wasn't hacked or stolen. It was handed to him by someone on the inside, a security guard. One of Diddy's longtime hires. 2 weeks after the clip was shared, that man vanished from the event circuit. Lost his job was the official story. DaBaby hinted otherwise. The clip had no sound, but it didn't need any. The body language roared. Diddy entered like he belonged there. No hesitation. No deference. Beyoncé didn't recoil. She didn't look surprised. She smiled, not the smile meant for cameras, but the kind people save for private moments. Then came the whisper. Then the soft laugh. Then distance. The performance was over. That clip doesn't prove a crime, DaBaby admitted. But it proves Diddy thought she was his. It was a statement that landed with more weight than evidence. DaBaby paused, then asked the jury directly, "You want to know why that moment mattered?" Because after that night, Jay's changed everything. The gallery leaned forward. This was the kind of detail everyone pretended not to crave, but couldn't ignore. According to DaBaby, after Diddy's appearances with Jay's dropped off, the ROC Nation brunches, once stages for power, no longer featured Diddy. The collaborations, the dual headlines, they dried up. Whispers grew louder. Word was, Jay had seen the clip. Maybe not the exact version DaBaby held, but a version. He didn't blow up. He didn't post cryptic tweets. He just stepped back. Efficient. Silent. Cold. Some said it wasn't betrayal. It was insulation. Maybe Beyoncé told him. Maybe she didn't. But her world got tighter. Security doubled. Her team moved like a State Department. Interactions became calculated, rehearsed again. DaBaby suggested this wasn't random, it was risk mitigation. People think stars walk around free, DaBaby told the court. They don't. Every second is managed. He recalled a private after-party at a Hollywood Hills estate. The kind of place without addresses, only coordinates. Beyoncé arrived late, escorted by 2 guards who stayed at the door. 10 minutes in, she joined Diddy in a roped-off lounge. No drinks in hand. Just posture. Just presence. I didn't see anything happen, DaBaby said. But the room shifted. One man leaned over and whispered, "They still got that thing, huh?" DaBaby asked, "What thing?" The reply, "Diddy and Bey." That goes way back. He didn't believe Beyoncé was complicit. He believed she was cornered. The kind of corner that looks like a throne. Stories, footage, leverage. Diddy's true skill wasn't charm or beats, it was conviction. The belief that no one could touch him. Then DaBaby dropped the hammer. It wasn't just one video. There was another folder. Screenshots. Off-record images from private events. Crop it out context. One still frame, he claimed, showed Diddy kissing Beyoncé on the cheek, hand on her shoulder. Jay's 10 feet away, watching. The court gasped. One juror dropped a pen. Even the stenographer paused. How did I get it? DaBaby repeated the question aloud. He looked straight ahead. Someone who's done with the lies gave it to me. They called it a truth deposit. No label. Just a small hard drive. Just timestamps. The defense objected furiously. The judge instructed the jury to disregard, unless admitted as evidence. But the room had already changed. And then DaBaby added something even more unsettling. He hadn't shared everything. There's one clip I haven't shown anyone, he said. Not the press, not my team, not even my lawyer. Because if that one gets out, we're not just talking about careers, we're talking about indictments. The implication lingered like a fog. If true, the file wasn't just explosive, it was nuclear. And he made it clear he was holding on to it, not for protection, but as a warning. As news trickled out, Beyoncé's PR machine roared to life. Late-night calls buzzed across Parkwood Entertainment, ROC Nation, and legal teams. Behind closed doors, damage control wasn't a suggestion, it was a necessity. Her team issued a rare, swift statement. Beyoncé Knowles Carter has never been the subject of any criminal investigation. We will not dignify speculative courtroom remarks. But it was too late. The echo chambers were alive. Twitter, Reddit, TikTok aflame. Fan pages debated. Some defended her fiercely. Others began to ask hard questions. Was this the first time? What did Jay know? Why now, DaBaby warned. If Beyoncé can be dragged into this, nobody's safe. And stylists, backup dancers, producers who have seen more than they have said were reportedly being contacted. He didn't name names, but he exposed systems. This industry does not reward talent, he said. It rewards silence. Loyalty to the gatekeepers. And fear. Always fear. He described one former stage tech who fled the country after refusing to delete a backstage photo. Another, a hairstylist, claimed she was offered a 6-figure NDA to forget what she overheard during a yacht event. These aren't just stories, DaBaby told the court. They are warnings. And the people sending them. They have been doing this for decades. Quietly. Efficiently. Like it's just another line item on the budget. DaBaby stood up to leave, but turned back. "I'm not the problem," he said. In just the first domino. He warned that footage in the wrong hands becomes leverage. A new currency. It doesn't just take down people. It tears down illusions. When court adjourned, Diddy looked like a man who had finally seen his empire from the outside. Beyoncé's name was now on court record. Jay's had gone radio silent. The jury didn't just hear testimony. They witnessed a cultural shift. Because if even a queen can be manipulated, and what does that say about the kingdom? And if DaBaby was telling the truth, if even half of it was true, then the entire industry playbook is now wide open. And the fallout has only just begun. Within hours of court recess, media outlets scrambled to rewrite headlines, while legal teams across the country dialed into emergency briefings. Executives once untouchable were now checking their flight logs and digital histories, wondering who might speak next. The power dynamic had shifted, not with an arrest, but with a statement: silence is no longer safe. The public, too, felt the tremor. Social platforms erupted with hashtags demanding transparency. Anonymous insiders began leaking snippets to journalists. Industry forums buzzed with paranoia. For years, people believed that fame came with immunity. But now, the glittering curtain had been pulled back just enough to reveal the scaffolding beneath the handlers, cover-ups, the shadows. And as the internet pieced it together, the question shifted from did it happen to how long has it been happening? Drop your verdict in the comments, smash the like button if transparency still matters, and subscribe for the next chapter because the names in that folder didn't end with one man. And the final reel is still rolling. Thanks for watching. Stay curious, stay critical, and remember when power meets secrecy, someone always pays the tab. Just make sure it isn't you.